Yeah, my question is, all people are concerned about the curve of the pandemic. When will the peak come, and how many cases will have at that time, and also what will happen in the upcoming 2 weeks?
We have seen some of the modeling been done, like from JP Morgan and also Malaysian Institute of Economic Research. For the prediction from JP Morgan is that on the 14th of April, that we have a peak. Basically, about 6,900 positive patients, 14th of April. Today, and JP Morgan's modeling is based on assumption, looking into other countries and the distribution, and using that distribution in the initial phase, and to explain that our projection is about 6,900. Malaysian Institute of Economic Research, for example, they are using the modeling and looking into the prediction of perhaps we are getting around 8,000 or 9,000 patients within the next 1 week. But what is the reality is that we are looking into our cases, monitoring it very closely, and although from Malaysian Institute of Economic Research and JP Morgan, they are based on assumption. But our analysis based on reality, that means we are using our daily data and key in the data as accurate as possible. And if you can get a very accurate data, then you can have a better prediction. Now, our prediction have shown that our trend are quite stable at the moment, and we did not see any exponential surge. And perhaps also we might have the peak. For the last week was perhaps our peak, because now you see that our cases are getting less and less. So that is a good sign for us. Then we have our prediction as well in terms of the infectivity. Before the MCO be implemented, phase 1 or phase 2, we have calculated our infectivity of R0. That means R0 is 3.55, which means that if one person is infected, and he will infect 3.55 people. That is the R0 initially before we implemented. Now, when we look into today, and we are monitoring very closely, we managed to bring down the R0, which means that the MCO phase 1 and phase 2 is very effective for us to bring down the R0, because when everybody stays at home, the infection will be less. So the infectivity will be less as well. So the R0 from 3.55, we brought it down to 1. And we expect on the 14th of April, the R0 will be 0.9. So if it's 0.9, that means they are not infecting 1% positive, they are infecting only 0.9%. So less than 1% been infected, which means we are able to control the infectivity of this COVID-19. So what we intend and we advise the Prime Minister is to extend another 2 weeks of the MCO. By extending the 2 weeks of MCO, it gives us more time to put our action, our activities, and to make sure that we can contain and we can actually break the chain of infection, meaning to bring down the R not further down than 0.9. So if that's the case, we are on the right track